hopefully this one is coming back. Tell me if you guys can see us. That other one, that other live feed cut out on us, unfortunately. So sorry. Give me a thumbs up if you can see the new live feed. Give me a thumbs up. They get a little bossy. She doesn't like anybody eating on her candy. Sorry about that last live feed, guys. We have spotty internet out here, out in the middle of nowhere. It's what it takes to raise buffalo, unfortunately. The way we like it, though. Yeah, you caught that. I am I'm actually a sales rep for our flooring company. Glad you made it back, Janice. Janice says, Heidi, I'm jealous of you being able to feed the bison by hand. Very majestic animals.
Yeah, this one over here is really friendly. She's come up to me several times looking for treats now.
She is very, very friendly. Marianne, yeah, we did. We have a really good Christmas. Hopefully you did too. South of Windsor, Ontario. I bet you guys have snow up there. Good to see you too, Wendy. Merry Christmas. Upper Pennsylvania. OMA. I don't know if that's an abbreviation or if that's your name. Julie, how many acres is your ranch and are you going to add to your herd? Yes, we are going to add to the herd. We have 60 acres here. So, plan is to add animals every about 6 months. We were planning on adding more animals this fall, but just decided to put the funds into infrastructure instead. We've got some things that are pressing and we want to get in preparation for more animals, so decided to hold off on more animals this fall. But yeah, about every 6 months or so is kind of the goal. Typically the bison auctions are in the fall, and so that kind of lends to buying them annually. But around here we actually have a bison auction in Missouri in the spring, so that kind of allows us to be able to go to auction every 6 months or so. Do I sell Hawaiian teak flooring? No. I am not a fan of selling the exotics because they always have problems here in the States. They tend to expand and contract in our climate because they're just not used to that climate. So. Douglas, We don't have snow in southwest Minnesota. Yeah, I think everybody's having a really mild winter, it seems like. No snow in Ontario. Well, that's surprising. How you doing, Sharon? No snow in Detroit, closer to Detroit, Michigan. Wow, you're in the 50s, 60s. Yeah, sounds like everybody's kind of experiencing the same thing. That's not too far away from my grandparents and where my mom grew up. She grew up in Michigan. On the, I guess it would be on the east side of the lake. Do we have any other animals that we're raising? Um, this is kind of the main focal point, the bison. We've got chickens just for the house, for the eggs, and then just our dog and cat. Um, the bison are the focal point. Down the road, we will probably incorporate cattle into the bison, um, just to try to diversify, and they tend to eat a little bit different than what these bison will eat. Not a lot, but a little bit. So if you run the two animals together on the ground, you tend to actually have the grass being eaten down a little bit more evenly, and so you get more production out of the ground. It's really good for the ground. The way somebody put it to me was, who raises bison. He has about 500 animals. He said that he noticed that they weren't eating everything as much as he would typically want, and it dawned on him that this whole area had elk. So that's one of the reasons why um, he actually has cattle too. So um, I would love to have elk. Uh, Heidi knows that. I've talked about that for a number of years. Problem with elk is the infrastructure is daunting, to say the least. The fencing has to be somewhere around 8 foot tall, and being able to fence an area of 60 acres, 100 acres, 500 acres, whatever you have, that's 8 foot tall gets very costly. And then you have to have licensing for elk in our area, and then you have to have your squeeze chutes, and everything have to be different for elk. They like to jump a lot. These guys can jump, they just don't jump very often.
She comes up and asks for it.
Yeah. Red Prairie here is the friendliest of the herd by far. And then wherever she's at, Strong Wind, that might be her there. She's probably the second friendliest of the herd. California and Washington took all the snow. Maybe so, I haven't looked. Steven, what is your thoughts on buying stressed bison like Dusty Baker did with the Texas 16? Um, Everybody's got their own take on it. Um, Personally, I tend to shy away from it. Not that you can't give it a go and it will end up working out for you. Um, but I've heard some horror stories on buying stressed animals. So personally, it's not worth the gamble for me. But if you can, if you can throw your hat into the ring and you can get them at a good price, um, and they turn out well for you, then absolutely go for it. It's just probably down the road, I could see us, finding a deal and trying something like that. But in the position that we're in right now, we're trying to buy top quality animals. Like literally, these guys. I'm a little biased, so where I actually bought 3 of these animals and one that I gave Dusty Baker. So we bought 4 at the sale. I actually judged that sale the last spring. The Missouri Bison Association wanted me to judge. So I judged the sale of, I think we had 100 or 150 animals go through the sale. So take it with a grain of salt, but I judged them as it was second, third, and fourth place. There was a first place heifer calf that I tried to bid on, and she just went crazy price. Way more than what I was willing to pay, but she was a beautiful animal. She was probably worth it. So 94 right there, I believe she came in at second place at the sale, and then 94 would be White Feather, and then I believe, I'd have to look it back up, but I think I placed 78 Black Feather as third place. No, I could be wrong on that. I take that back, because I think the one that I gave Dusty Baker might have been second or third place, now that I'm thinking about that. I'll have to go back and look. But the other ones that I got from Peter Cole are like top quality animals. I paid probably, like, he gave me a good deal on them, I would say, but typically I probably should have paid a couple hundred, if not $500 more per animal, because they were from really, really good stock. Like, he picked out 3 of the best calves from his herd, and I bought them from him. So we're kind of in the thought process of buying top quality animals right now. Down the road, we might change that just for different reasons, but right now we're called basically a calf cow operation, and so our goal is to sell the calves out of these to other breeders, and we want to be able to have like the top quality to other breeders. So Walking Coyote here, he actually comes out of a line who was a lot of the bison producers consider that animal to be like the top bull, and he comes out of his line. Now, I don't think he's a direct descendant, and he's a little distant from that, so he's not going to turn into 3,000-pound animal, but he's really good quality, I guess you could say. So hopefully that answers your question. See if I can find your comments here and get back to where it was. How big is your herd now? We only have 6 animals. 6 animals, bought them this last spring. They were all calves this last spring, and now they're all yearlings. So they are about, all their birth dates are a little bit different, but they're right around 1.5 years, give or take. So Gene from Belgium, very cool. Lisa, about how long would a rancher expect it to take for those stressed bison to recover? I don't think there's any way I could answer that. Honestly, some of the horror stories that I've heard, they can actually die within a week, so they can go downhill very, very quickly. Recovery, I would say, is going to take a long time. Typically, recovery for bison is a lot longer than it is for cattle, I would say. Bison are interesting, and I think it's just because they're wild animals and they haven't been domesticated. But they're really hardy up into a point, and when their health goes down, it just plummets really fast. She's gonna lick Heidi's hair.
Looking for more treats.
Their health just plummets really fast, and so those animals that are like really stressed and really malnourished, a lot of times that really happens really quickly. Surprisingly, you don't think it would, but you can see like 1 week an animal can look really good, and the next week or two, if you don't check on her, which just happens all the time. Animals can get into the woods and not come out for a while. Uh, they can look really, really bad, and then at that point, you're playing catch up, and it can take 6 months to 3 years. Um, the herd that I had that was in really bad condition, it took them probably 6 months to look halfway decent, and then it probably took another 6 months to have them look really good. How you doing, Lynn? Yeah, Steven. You could hire me to attend a sale. I could definitely try to do some help you out on your purchasing of your animals. I know it's a little daunting on knowing what to buy. Oh, Lynn, sorry. Said no. Sorry I hit send before I said hello. The herd looks really good. Love feeding Clyde with cubes. They're extremely smart animals. Love watching the channel. Appreciate that. Thank you. How you doing, Darlene? I can't pronounce the first part of it. Something craft. Tell me how I need to pronounce that. Said nice job. I appreciate that. Thank you. They all have at about an even amount of range cubes today. White feather out in the distance. She kind of keeps her distance, so she doesn't get as many. But walking coyote and red prairie and strong wind, they always get more than everybody else. Give me a thumbs up if you can still see the live feed. It might have cut out, so I apologize if it has. It's a little windy today, so service out here isn't too great. Good, good. Glad it's still going. Got to read the comments on my phone, and my phone froze up, and I thought the live feed went out. How you doing, Rodney? From Louisiana. Rebecca, you're in Kansas with your sister. That's cool. Whereabouts in Kansas? Robert, currently 9 degrees in Washington State and freezing. That's cold. I appreciate that. Love the channel and all the activities around. Appreciate that. Thank you. How you doing, Julie? Good to see everybody. She lives in Ottawa. That's cool. It's not too far away from Kansas City. Pam S. What is the youngest age you can sell a bison? Um, the youngest age I would recommend is somewhere around 6 months. So when they're born, they're really red. Um, and typically, right around the time that they're weaned, all that red will disappear, which is a really great indicator, because when you go to an auction and a calf rolls through the sale by itself and it's still red, or it still has some of that red attached to it, you can kind of guess that either the rancher tried to wean it a little too soon, or it could be a bottle fed calf that you're going to need to work with, excuse me, or the mom could have died. There's kind of some indicators. So if you have a calf that rolls through that's not red, typically that happens somewhere around 6 months, give or take. You're okay to put it out on grass, and it'll do really well. Yeah, it's I haven't seen you on here for a little while, Julie. Hopefully you're doing good. Hope you be able to meet us, but you don't think I will. Who knows? Maybe we'll do a meet and greet someday. Never know. What do you want? This is Red Prairie here. Yeah, it keeps cutting out, unfortunately. Apologize for that. Challenges of living in a rural area. Twin Cities, Minnesota. Cool. Good to have you. So, hopefully everybody's having a good Christmas weekend and getting ready for the new year. We've got a lot of content planned for this coming year. Discussing it with Heidi yesterday, and we've got a lot of stuff that I think you guys are going to enjoy. So, hopefully you'll enjoy that, and look forward to putting some more videos out together for you. So hopefully everybody will have a good week this week. Yeah, Pam, are you building a handling system to work your bison? Yep, we will be. So hopefully everybody's having a good time. We will probably catch you on the next video. Should be middle of the week, and New Year's is coming. So 2022, 2021 was eventful as the world kind of got shaken upside down. That was eventful, but on the farm, it was pretty eventful for us too. A lot has happened. We've made a lot of progress. Never the progress that you want it to be, but we have come a long ways.
Never a dull moment.
No. So we will see you guys later. Thank you for joining us on the live feed, and we'll see you guys next time.
All right. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.